Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. Today with the final day of Copa América 2025. We are in the semifinals and there are two matches. Argentina versus Colombia and Chile versus Mexico. Both should be interesting matches. The one with more high-level players is Chile versus Mexico. And the one with a lot of experts is Argentina versus Colombia. There currently is no master on any of the four rosters, but there are still quite a few very strong players. And there are, I think, 10 matches, maybe with one exception, that should be pretty close. So the only one where I'd really favor someone is Talbon versus Lichida Killer. That should be a win for Talbon, but we'll see about that. I'm going to cover both semifinals, but I'll start with the Argentinian Big Nacho versus Tatum D from Colombia. This is one of those games the Colombians definitely have to win if they want to have a chance, because these two are more or less equals, and in all other games one should consider the Argentinians to be the favorite, especially in this game here, Webby versus Trojas now. So let's check if they have already started. I guess not, because actually it's still a minute to go. So I'm a bit surprised. Did Tito Arce and Daniel Ayala start early, or did they just play a game today? Let's quickly check. So this was played last night. Bit tricky for my tool because there's actually no way to remove this game, but we'll see how this works out. And lucky for us, Big Nacho and Tatum D are just starting right now. Standard opening move. The Colombian knows their stuff. And Big Nacho, the first one on the scoreboard, taking 4 points with the city. Peyton takes the extender over here, which is definitely okay. He's likely trying to attack the road, so blue can't connect. And blue now might just take the city cup up top. Sure what they're thinking about, maybe going over here and attacking Yellow City, but I wouldn't do that. There's still an option at the bottom and it's not worth the meeple investment. And Yellow just counters by getting the quadruple city, which definitely should be quite annoying for the blue player here. So they might just add a horse on the right side and then try to create a 3-point road. Because if they'd go there, an attack from the bottom would be more unlikely than on the left side, because this here would also slightly open restrictions on yellow city on the right, because one rose is already gone. Another option would be a move at the top or just straight taking 2 points. But this one is more or less saying, I don't want to close this city. I'll create a big ruin, and maybe that still be hope to continue this and even close it over here. Even though this needs 6 tiles, more or less. But this way, I don't see this ever being closed. Unless yellow, for example, gets a cap they'd like to use over here, tag this. But even then, I don't think this will work out. So that's why Nacho, of course, just opens a new city, trying to attack this here, blocking this to a dagger. Of course, one is already gone. So now taking this here, meepling the right side, because yellow can't take the bottom city cap, as that would allow blue then to totally kill their meeple. Might be the move, but another option is just to continue their city on the right. So now the extender, normally one of the best tiles in the deck, is quite a bit tricky. Sure, you can take the city at the bottom, but then any road piece would obstruct at least one of your cities on the right side. So the Argentinian goes just for a simple city extension. Now closes at the bottom with a nice tile, because any straight can't be used for defense. Now they even get splitter, likely going over here, meepling the cap up top, trying to exert more pressure on yellow's city, blocking it 2 places. Else this, but this option here is a bit problematic, because once yellow continues their city over here, there will be a block try at least. And the Dorito over here would create more problems there, although all right-handed daggers are still in the deck. So unless yellow were to invest even more tiles in the block, this ain't really serious. So now blue defense, excuse me. Don't know why blue's thinking about this move. There's still 5 pieces to go here. Oh, thinks about taking the field, yeah, and that's rightfully so. Because if yellow were to put a meeple here, you'd rather get extender than a splitter. And this way, you just hope to get one of these 4 pieces, excuse me. The second extender is already gone. So, meanwhile, there are 2 monasteries on the left side. Blue may be trying to restrict this square to the quadruple city or to the rose, because all 3 roses are already gone. And this curve would also restrict yellow's road at the bottom at least a bit. Else there's the other option of just attacking the road, but unless this here is resolved, could be problematic. Let's take, for example, a cow and put it here, and this square is limited to the dagger. And even if you were to connect here, or especially if you were to connect here, closing the road would just be a 75% chance, and maybe he doesn't like to risk this last meeple, so the obstruction of these 2 here and Blue's Monastery as well is the better move in this case. Yellow tries to attack Blue City at the bottom, also hoping to bind Blue's meeples as long as they can, to use their at least temporary meeple majority for scoring more points and maybe equalizing the lead on the scoreboard. So this begs the question, if you want to put the monastery here and try to block Yellow's road and then hope for a crossroad, but he goes for this block first. With the curve, Yellow of course defends, so there are still all 4 crossroads left, and this one is likely to get closed rather soon. Average waiting time for this piece should be about maybe 6 or 7 moves max, I think. Yellow successfully attacks here, so this city can't be closed without at least 1 yellow meeple in it, because both splitters are already gone. Blue trying to protect their crossroad idea over here and limiting options of a block from the top. Yellow gets a right-handed dagger for a city attack. There are still 4 big tiles available, 2 cows and 2 horses. But quadruple city is gone, so block from here would be a nice idea, but we'll see about that. Yellow going for the kill over here. Gets the crossroad, liberating 3 meeples, 2 by yellow, by blue. Of course, blue opted to add a straight to yellow's road, just to be sure that their meeple on the monastery would also get liberated once yellow would get the crossroad. And it took them only, I think, 3 moves, so just as we expected. So blue could now prevent the total kill while also indirectly extending their city/ruin and rebuilding a 4-point road. They'd get one of the 2 remaining left-handed daggers. That's actually quite nice. The downside is they would invite yellow to attack the city, and this maybe even with 2 meeples. Oh, like so. And even though this likely won't close, losing 12, 13, 14 point ruin ain't the best way to win games either. You'd rather prevent this, and that's why blue thinks a long time about this and then just opts at these 2 points directly. So there's still a chance of completing the city, but it's quite unlikely. There is still 1 right-handed dagger remaining, so blue could use this. Because there's no rows left, they don't get the right-handed dagger. They would need to use Road Dorito and another city cap in addition to the 2 city caps they need at the bottom right. So that's a configuration I wouldn't consider worthy of more tile investment. But we'll see what they'll do. They could also opt to try and block this one here. The big city tile. They'd kill this. Don't now they go for this route. But yellow has 2 prime obstruction spots. And blue gets the 3rd Road Dorito in a row. That's quite unlucky. So they indirectly extend the ruin. Call it the ruin from now on. Because yeah, I don't see this closing. So last dagger is needed over here. Blue now creating a platform to attack city. Because they expect yellow to sometime add a big city tile, a marked square. This of course would create an attacking option from the left. That they opt to go for the block. Could work well. And now we'll see. So blue could defend here, but they need a vanilla over here as well. So if they really want to go for the city now, that's quite the tough decision. Just taking 4 points might be the move. Because this also adds another city, their field on the right side. And there's still hope to get 1 splitter at the other 2 cities. And another field Dorito. Man. Must be quite frustrating if blue in this case. Why not go for this option here? Because if you go here, then some defenses would create problems for this square. Example, a simple vanilla city cap here, and then you'd need a dagger on the right side to close this. Else, there's a simple move, of course, indirectly continuing your ruin at top, hoping to get a field Dorito or cow to connect. But he takes the more aggressive approach. Tough luck. Yellow gets the pieces and blue just doesn't. Let's see. Does yellow even try to defend here? Is still one starting tile left. And is only one dagger. Road Doritos are gone, the roses are gone, so defense over bottom wouldn't have made any sense. So blue can now limit this 50-50 either way. But he might just opt to risk a bit more and score 4 simple points. Now yellow should go over here. I think that's a clear mistake, because if you would have put this straight here, then only one piece, namely the last remaining starting tile, would be able to block your city, and that's the same piece you'd need to close the city. So it's a straight up 50-50. But now that they didn't protect this, there's still the horse over here to kill this city. So it's not a 50-50. And getting the 6-point field on the top left, don't think was really that urgent. Still another 6-point field here. 2 tiles to complete the unification. You might just add the dagger here to have another city cap on their field. Else, taking this 6-point field, of course, might be a nice move. And then they could go over here and slightly restrict the defense square against the horse attack. But they opt to add a city to their field, which is fine. Yellow attacks this field. There's no monastery left. Vanilla caps are gone as well. But there should still be 3 regular Doritos and very likely some curves as well. 1 curve actually only. And yellow gets to close their city plus a 5-point road. But also this blue field now has 2 farmers. So blue might even opt to connect yellow to it further down the road. Blue now with the wrong big city tile. They would have really liked the horse over at the bottom. But long as yellow doesn't try to defend, and there's the total block, plus 2 points. Yeah, and now I hope for yellow to get the starting tile, just to add a bit insult to injury. But even then, they might just take this game. There are 21 points on the scoreboard, quite a huge lead. And now blue really thinks if they'd defer this city closure here, because there are still 2 splitters remaining, and considering they are behind by quite a lot of points, actually is worth the thought. Because getting the splitter would have meant 3 extra points due to 2 cities added to their field, and they could have used the extender for 2 points here. So now maybe they just add it on the right side. Also meepling the cap. Because they could still close this city on the left. The last remaining vertical splitter. And this would add another city to their field. Yeah, okay, this works, but the problem is this piece here. So they didn't go for the right side because then they would have only the last remaining splitter to close their city. And on the right side, they had at least the dagger, the starting tile, and the splitter. But also blocking tiles for yellow. Now taking 4 points at the bottom, adding another closable cap to your city. Should be the move, else there's this one, which is worth 5 points, so it's better. For now, at least. And Peyton gets the splitter, so this change works out for blue. But there are 10 points over here, equalized by these 11 points. And then yellow has 12 points for fields on the left side, which are equalized by blue's 12 points. So yellow is ahead by 14 points right now. Maybe 13, maybe 15. I don't see a way for blue here. Would have needed to close this city to have a chance to win this game. So let's check if we have other results already. Please ignore this one here. This game was played way earlier. Just a friendly encounter, at least to my knowledge. Let's check moves of text for UR versus Karubayun. And this looks to be close. I think there's still no, there is no starting tile left, so this one is dead. But there's still a splitter to close this city. But this would be risky because there might still be city cap out there. Yes, there is at least the vertical splitter as well. So let's check who's ahead right. So yellow has a 6-point ruin on the right side, 5 points for their city at the bottom, 4 points with roads and a small 3-point field on the left side. Blue has a 12-15 point field up top, an 8-point monastery, 4-point ruin on the left, and a 3-point city at bottom. But there is also a 6-point lead for yellow on the scoreboard, and they are the last player. So they still have 3 moves, whereas blue only has 2. And blue now has to decide where to put quadruple city. Let's try to check which pieces are left. There's no rows, there are no regular crossroads, no quadruple crossroad. There are no big city tiles, no extenders, no starting tiles as we have seen earlier. There are no daggers, but still 1 road monastery and 1 regular monastery. So this here gets united, which is pretty bad news for yellow. Blue snatched a 5-point rune on the right side, and the 5-point city of yellow and the 3-point city of blue are now united. So with 13 points for blue, I don't see a way for yellow to win this here. There is this 9-point move on the bottom, but this really would work if there's still a straight out there. And if they do this, they must have counted, but I think they counted wrong. Yeah. I don't know any Spanish, but bit of Latin, and that's enough to gather that Carupayun counted only 7 straights. So if he would have gotten a straight, then this would actually have worked for them. Would netted them 15 points, and if my scoring was right, would have been... No, my scoring was off by 1 point. Oh, yeah, of course it was off because I didn't have the splitter in my calculation. So with a straight, I actually would have won over here, but it wasn't available, sadly, for them. So let's get back to Big Nacho and Peyton D. Quadruple city tile was discarded. And after 5 games, 1 each per duel, Colombia is ahead. That's quite unexpected, at least to me. So as I said earlier, please regard this result was a friendly game just on the same day, semi-final place. At least in my time zone, that is. In at least in Mexico, it was yesterday. In Chile, it should have been today, I think. So, what's going on this game? First off, sorry, but to take a quick break. Okay, I'm back. There are 2 blue monasteries in the middle of the board, which looks quite promising. But there's also a huge field, and it will only grow. And this actually right now is yellow's field, though blue just connected 1 farmer to it. There's this city currently Ukrainian blues meeples, but not really Ukrainian because there is no open city site to extend this. Any extension over here would liberate blues monastery meeple. So if blue were to get a cow, they might really think about adding this to yellow city. They could then still attack this. And yellow, if given a city cap suitable there, would be quite likely not using it. Unless it were very late in the game and liberating blues meeples wouldn't matter. Blue trying to obstruct yellow's extender city at the bottom. Two daggers of the right-handed variety are already gone, so further obstruction from the top side might work out nicely for blue, but they would need to add points to yellow's monastery, so that's not very likely. So instead they just go for the attack. And yellow gets the last left-handed dagger. After breaking blue city with the cow, they limit it to the right-handed, the left, right, the last right-handed dagger. Blue opts to close yellow city, and that's because they had no meeple in hand and feared not to get one back. But with a lot of curves still out there, this might be a bit too antsy. But it adds a city cap next to their monastery, which they could take, so might still be a move, some merits. Because once they close this here, this would also open two attacking options on yellow's field. Because it's next to blue's monastery, yellow just takes this city cap first. But now they might choose this one. If they had 3 meeples in hand, I think they'd consider even meepling the farm. Just to overfarm it and prevent blue from having any thoughts about taking this over. Their thinking time suggests, even with 2 meeples in hand, this might be an option they'd consider. But they decide to just take the simple route and score 4 points minus the one who gets the monastery. So blue will follow. Whoa. No, 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 no. No, I don't think this is the move. Just taking the 4 points would be the way to go, even if this endangers your monastery. Because if yellow now takes this cap and blocks this one here, what do you do? And if you get, for example, a curve to liberate your monastery meeple, to endanger this city here. And if you want to do this, maybe just put it one square up top and then hope close your monastery with another monastery. There are still 3 regular ones out there. But the move chosen by blue just has great destruction potential for yellow. I'm not a fan. Definitely not. Yeah. Yellow can take the city. They might not even need to do this, because blue only has 1 meeple. But then you could run into situations where blue gets 2 Doritos in a row and runs away with a 12-point city. It's not something you'd like to see in a game this close. At least on the scoreboard. You consider all features. Yellow is ahead due to their 15-point field. Yeah, nice obstruction by blue over here. Now just hoping to get a big city tile at the second yellow meeple to this. And that's exactly why yellow just opts to close their city, even though this creates more trouble for the other one, as there's only one Rotorito and one cow left to continue your city. So blue goes for the blocking route. Yellow tries to kill blue's city and can't defend here. So now they are thinking whether to meeple the monastery, and I'd say go for it. It's 7 points. Just take them. Yeah, this square is quite vulnerable because there's no dagger left, but still 7 points are 7 points. Ah, you can think a minute about this, but actually, what else would you like to do? Blue gets 3 points for a road, and yellow now will kill this city. If they don't, there'd still be few vanillas left. Blue responds by killing yellow city on the right side. But that's not really a big problem for yellow. They save their monastery. There's still the horse and road Dorito, one each left. Considering this over here is a ruin, blue could have also gone here. But they take the safe route and connect to yellow city at the bottom. If they didn't, they could have hoped block this square and then draw the last diagonal splitter to liberate their meeple, score more points with it. But as long as both continue to trade blows, the overall score doesn't really change, and the overall score has yellow in the lead, still because of their 15-point field, might be extended to 18, but only might be because this would open up an attacking option. Another one is up top, because there are still curves left. d7 in play, so 2 should be left. To try to just score points up to now. So maybe they continue. If they run a risk a bit, could have also added this to the roads here and create an attacking platform. But this would in most cases be immediately killed by yellow anyway. So they just opt at one point to the ruin. I don't like that move at all, because square is dead and now you take the horse away from your ruin. Also leave 3-point road there for anyone to grab, and yellow is more likely to do this as they have the move after your one and they have one move more in this game. And you could just have scored 2 points, and if you don't wanna leave an empty city cap somewhere, you could have gone over here, even though this adds 1 more point to this ruin. A straight for yellow. Well, what should you do with 1 meeple left? Maybe just going over here and still use a vanilla. There are still 2 vanillas left. Might be worth a move. Let's check the scores in the meantime. On tables 2 and 3, Argentinians have won the second game. So these two are tied and need a decider. Once this game here is over, we might hop table 2, catch the end, or table 4. If you have any preference, say so, please. Big Nacho closes this attacking option. And before that move, blue liberated their monastery, finally, to get a second meeple. Now they, after quickly thinking about it, or maybe not even thinking about it, meeple this one. Tricky. There are still city caps left, but not a lot. So just scoring these 4 points and then trying to attack later on, because this here actually is no kill. If you were to get the road Dorito, for example, as blue, you could just connect with the curve, and there is still 1 curve remaining. 3 here, 3 there, number 7 and 8 on the right side. Because I don't see blue outscoring yellow. So just to be sure, just human, I might be mistaken. Let's actually check. So blue has an 8-point ruin at the top, point ruin on the right side, 2-point road, plus a scoreboard lead of 9 points, which is equalized almost by yellow's 18-point field. In addition, have a 3-point ruin on the right side, a 4-point ruin, and 7-point monastery, plus a 4-point road, and the 9 points on the scoreboard are now 7. So with 14 points, the field attack, it is for the win. Either here or maybe there. Let's check if there are other ones, and there's actually this option here. There's still one monastery left. And a vanilla. No, vanillas are gone. Road monasteries are gone as well, so no outside of a road thingy available. So can't use the monastery here because that would either way create an option for blue to attack. As long as there are pieces with fields, and there are, namely at least the curve. This here should be okay because there's no dagger, no starting tile, and no rose available, so there's no attack possible here. And Taten just takes a 6-point monastery, but won't work. But what should they do if they don't get better time? Quite sad. Now the curve is gone, and the 2 pieces left would be the horse and the road Dorito. Oh, and this, I said yellow has a move more than blue sometime several moves ago, but I was wrong. I neglected that the quadruple city tile was discarded, so the starting player advantage gone. So this move here, I mean, come on. Second miscount in the second game. So blue gets the 6 points on the right, but should lose by 3 points. Yep, they did. So this game is over. 91%. So maybe 6 tiles to go in the game of Natal Ivan versus Mati Karizok. And they're almost tied on the scoreboard. There's a tight field on the left, ruin as well. But, oh, and a yellow field on the right side. Let's take stock here. So blue has 3 points on the left side, yellow has 2 points there, blue 7-point city and 8-point monastery are more or less equalized by more than equalized by yellow's 18-point field and their 5-point road, and even the 4 points on the scoreboard don't really help blue, but they have second meeple in. So is there still a vanilla left to attack over here? About we check 2, 3, 4. Anyone see a fifth vanilla? I don't. So this actually would be the move. Go here, take 3 points at least, and have a chance to get 6 more. So, come on blue, 1 minute left. By now, oh F, damn it, I miscounted. There's the 5th cap. So what's this here? Why do you take 2 points? Just to limit this connection? Because there's... Okay, there is still 1 rotary to left, but worth the move. How many curves are there? Last curve. Yeah, this looks really, really bad for blue. So instead of this move, going over here, hoping to get either the dagger or the last rotary to get this ruin. Check the rotary to even has a shield, so this would be a 4-point ruin plus a 4-point road. Might have saved the game, so the top 2 are united right now. And if we add the potential 8 points to blue, this might have actually worked out for them. So if 7, it wouldn't, because yellow just was these 4 points on the right side. So if blue, of course, 5 points over here. Yeah. So the next mistake by blue, taking this here, would have saved 1 point as well. So -8. C. No, I must have scored something double. But nonetheless, Eltal Ivan wins this game. There is now That's now the tie in the match because Ale Rosario has won their game versus Salva 3xz. And now it's time for endgame hopping because we have 3 deciders. Both teams need at least 2 dual wins to get to the final. Let's wipe the scoreboard and fill it anew. There are 6 points up top for blue, a 6-point monastery, 3 points for road. There is a neat 9-point field extension, hope bottom. The large field is tight for now. And the field on the left is tight as well now. Yellow has a monastery and a 4-point road. There's still one crossroad left to close the road and snatch another 3 points or 5 points if you don't need meeples, and it looks like yellow really doesn't need more meeples. And the scoreboard lead of 9 points by yellow brings us quite the close game. So, what do you do as yellow here? Is there still... yeah, there is. How about attacking the field from the top? It's only a 50-50, but if blue were to get the crossroad, please get this. That they... damn it! Would have worked quite nice. But instead they opted to block this connection, or try to block this connection. Looks to me like there should still be a straight left. There is still a straight left. How about starting tiles? Also starting tiles, so blue could still get over here, drop these 9 points from yellow. Their problem is actually need to use this square first, just to be on the safe side, and add 3 points to their field. Don't forget to update the score. Who got 4 points for this road, another 2 points for the road next to it, and meanwhile yellow took a 5-point ruin. Who goes on and up top? We counted, there's still the last starting tile left. Maybe other road pieces. Looks like still one curve, but no dagger, at least not of the kind blue needs. And crossroads, we've already witnessed the 4th one used by blue. So this here is a 50-50. No, it's not. There's still the second road monastery available. So yellow could just go over here and meeple the field just in case blue gets the road monastery. But if you're not ahead in this game, quite a tough move to execute. So just to be safe, let's check the score again. Blue has 6 points for the ruin, 6 points for the monastery, 9 points for the field at the bottom. Yellow has the 8 and 4 points, 5 points, and a 3-point lead on the scoreboard. Oh, so 1 point still valid. Yeah, this here works maybe. The question is how many city plus field pieces are still out there. And the caps, the vanilla caps are gone, glitters are gone. Oh, damn it, if you're yellow, because the 5 field Doritos are gone as well. So this is a total block. Now, this doesn't even score any points. So you have to score points here and prevent blue from successfully connecting. What a tall order. Blue of course connects now, taking over this field here. And now yellow has just lost, because even if they would connect or were connect to the field, doesn't help them, because they were still 1 point behind. So blue, the Colombian, wins this game to put Colombia in the lead. And now the Argentinians need to win both the deciders. Meanwhile, Mexico is... no, sorry, not. Still disregard this, so Daniel Ayala hasn't won their game. It's tied actually. So Mexico has a lead of 2-1. Let's check the decider of Big Nacho versus Tatum and see if we get a game without miscounts in the end game. Whoa, this looks quite damning if you're blue, and blue is the Argentinian. So there's this 15-point field and an additional 3-point field. They are very likely to get united sometime on the road. But right now, and now they are connected. Thanks. Why don't you do this move 1 second earlier? So yellow doesn't really need to attack this field. They have 3 monasteries worth 24 points. A nice separate field at the bottom for them. And 18-point lead on the scoreboard as well. We did the wrong one. So 2 monasteries for 8 points each, a 9-point field, a 5-point ruin, an 18-point lead on the scoreboard. And all blue has to show for their efforts in this game is more or less this 15-point field. This reminds me of t-shirts. My family went to Carcassonne and all they got me was a 3-point field. Actually be quite a nice slogan. I'd wear that one. Someone creates this, please send me one. I'd take a nice graphic as well. So still 22 tiles to go. I have actually no hope for blue here, but maybe they could take over this field at the bottom, close their city up top. There are still quite a lot of shielded tiles out there, but the prime suspect is on the right side. Taking over and then closing this city would put quite the big dent in yellow's lead. If this could be enough, we'd see down the road, but at least trying, that's what blue does. Rightfully so. Oh, let's check the status of Carcassonne's game versus X4UR. And they are a few moves behind this game here. But we'll stay here because this really looks like at.D will complete the upset by taking this game and with it the match for the Colombians against the favorite Argentina. Meanwhile, yellow takes another city and blue 6-point field, hoping to unite this with yellow's field. Yellow re-attacks. So 4 points for yellow, 6 points for blue. And on the right side, the 5-point city by yellow was successfully attacked. Up top, blue city is worth 3 points by now. 5. And they continue for sure. Unless there's no cap left, but it doesn't look that way. Maybe I should count the caps. I only see 4 vanillas. And of course there was the starting tile yellow just got. So why did blue score the 4 points? Well, I have to ask them later. So monastery got closed. Blue added 4 points. And the 32 points are 18. Blue getting closer. And I even miscounted because their field worth 18 points. Now they just scored 6 points on the right side. Let's update this here. 5 points for the cities, 6 points for their field on the left, 4 points on other 6 points as well. Yellow still has the 8-point monastery, 9-point field, 4 points for the city, 17 scoreboard plus another 8-point monastery, but that also connected fields. 8-point monasteries, a 4-point city, and 17 scoreboard lead. Blue has an 18-point field and 5-point city up top. So 14 points ahead for yellow it is. And not many tiles to go. Stacking over here might be an option if there are still tiles to connect, and I see one cow still being in the deck, but no Dorito as blue just got the 5th one. Oh, that's, yeah, more or less the Hail Mary you might need to use. Let's check how likely it is for yellow to connect on the left, because that could be the final blow it needs to take this game. And I immediately see 2 crossroads left. One regular one and a horse, and the quadruple, no horse, the quadruple crossroad and the regular one are still left. So that's a tough situation. Quite likely yellow will connect. There's also no road Dorito, so this might be a blocking option for blue. Just getting both crossroads, of course. Going over here, then getting the second one. Yeah, they opt for this here, but Tatum D gets the winning tile. Last cow. The square's dead. Blue's last hope should be dwindling to 0 by now. And with it, aspirations by the Argentinian team to win gold this time. They were my favorite this match, and definitely one of the 3, maybe 4 teams I expected to get a medal here. But all is not lost. Actually, I don't even know if there's a match for the 3rd place. Don't think there is. Oh, a bronze medal for Argentina then. There's no match for the 3rd place. Unless they use some sort of tiebreaker. So if anyone knows, let me know. Let's check how Chile versus Mexico are doing. There are still 2 deciders running. As I said before, if you just tuned in, please disregard the first game of Tito Arce versus Daniel Ayala. This was a friendly match earlier today or yesterday, depending on the time zone. the two here are going through the last moves. Happening. So, and to confirm this, Colombia won against Indians. Good games and congratulations. So let's check what Alexi is doing. Has not covered the same game. He's online but not at a game right now. So let's hop into the game of Tito Ace versus Daniel Ayala. The Mexicans have 2 shots to win this match and take their place in the finals. Let's see if they convert on their first try. So what is here? There's this city which needs a road Dorito, and I see 4 road Doritos in play. So there's still one available, which would also connect blue to yellow's field. So that's definitely a tile they'd like to get. This square is blocked because all 4 crossroads are gone. Move by blue would indicate there aren't that many tiles to go here, but yellow gets at least one of them. And this was actually the last connection piece for them because all Doritos and the other 3 cows were already gone. So now let's take stock and check if blue needs the Dorito to win this game or if there are other avenues, but actually they need it because of yellow's 3 monasteries. That's quite a lot to compensate. And then there's the city at the bottom. That's also worth 11 points plus the field. Yeah, it's only a 6-point field yet. Maybe there's still a vanilla left. Yeah, even 2 vanillas left to score here. Another huge impact tiles for yellow. Six points for the field. And blue has a few cities and a monastery and a road as well. So the lead isn't as big as I would have thought on first sight. This here is dead. All 3 daggers are gone. To creating an attacking and destruction option. And I don't know about this move here. There's still a splitter left. There is still a splitter left. Even both splitters are. And looks to me like there's a dagger as well. So this city at the bottom would be closed even. So blue needs to dodge, especially this dagger, and definitely get this high impact Dorito for their city, a 4-point road and a 6-point field would put them in the lead. Now they could block this here or score just the points, but actually a 0-point move. So they opt for the block. Yellow gets the dagger, blue gets the first splitter, but there's still one splitter left, and there's still this Dorito left. Jumps the splitter. Good, now this 8 ruin. But with 3 moves to go, they might opt not to. Let's check if there's still a curve to get them another meeple back. Apart from the splitter, of course, would do the same. I only count 8 curves. They actually could go for this. They have 2 pieces to liberate meeples. This one here is dead because they got the last dagger and used it. City. Yeah. And blue gets their tile. So 4 points for road. Field is united and the 8 points are scored. Yellow extends the ruin on the right side, still hoping to get the last splitter. But the huge city at the bottom, even if it doesn't get closed, is actually blue's problem. There are no big features they could snatch, because there are 5 big city tiles over here and the other 3's on the city at the bottom, so there's no attack here, was not with the rose. Anyway, so taking points over here, but oh no, the penultimate move. What do you actually do here? Yeah, tough. Don't see anything And now they have to take a move for the 4 point. Daniel gets a curve, dump it anywhere. There's no magic move for blue available. Ooh. Unless one implemented Deus Machina, there's no way around a Mexican win here. And this would result in a final of Colombia versus Mexico later today in about 1.5 hours. 21 UTC. Yellow takes the meeple back. Yep. Nice, even though this adds 1 point extra to blue. They can't more the 3 meeples they could do with the one. Doesn't really matter, but yellow can still score. Blue takes the 3 point field. Might do the same. Should be a 7 point win for the Mexican. And it is a 7 point win. Meanwhile, Carcassonne has won their third game, but 2-3 is still a lost match. Let's take a look at the last game of this year's Copa América semifinals. Here for these two, Vapula versus Vineria. Still 19 tiles to go. Looks quite lopsided. And it really is lopsided. The Chilean has 41 points on the scoreboard. A huge win. A 6 point field. And blue has only a few features worth talking about. So this will be a Chilean win. At the moment they are ahead by roughly 30 points. Someone likes to know exactly, let me know. But right now, don't think there's any. Assess the score diligently. So, blue takes it serious. Likely not knowing they don't need to win the game. So they still think about how to get the most points here, and adding another city to your field, also trying to take over this huge 11-point road. Definitely is a nice move for big. I would really like get the last crossroad to liberate 2 more meeples, get another 4-point road, maybe. Be interesting to know how long they are already waiting for this piece. And yellow, yeah, very neat move over here. Just going the insurance route. So if blue would connect over here, yellow would connect to blues. They don't. They at least have 2 city caps on their field to score points. My blue re-attacks their own field, just hoping to get a curve or another curvy tile over there. Daggers are gone, but there are still multiple road Doritos. 3, I'm counting correctly. It looks like curves as well. Quite likely blue will connect over here. Yellow tries to prevent blue's connection. And with all starting tiles gone and aforementioned road Doritos still out there, be blocked quite easily. So blue just adds the splitter to their field at the bottom, just hoping to score these city caps, adding more points. So if they are taking their time, they are deserving my time to score, to add their score. Yellow takes a ruin, likely. And blue finally, yes, finally gets their road meeples back, but that's too little, definitely too late. Oh, right now 21 points. bit less than the 30, well, roughly 30 points I proclaimed, but in the meantime, Blue added 8 points, no, 10 points to their score, but lost this road to Yellow. So more or less. And I'm sorry to say this, but it's over here. Although might even be an option for Blue to attack this city up top, because there's still fieldery to left. I don't think that they even opt. Oh man, what is this move? Come on, you are behind by 20 points. You need to score this road and then just hope to connect. There are still pieces out there which your opponent couldn't use to block you. So take the damn road for 11 points. Okay, 10 points if you count the one for Yellow's Monastery. And then take this field over again. And yeah, well, and so it goes. Game that becomes dead rubber, just not best content of the world. So in the end, Vineria wins this one with a significant margin of 37 points. Wow. What have I missed? I don't know. I don't care. So folks, that's it for now. I'll hope to see you later for the finals. Until then, have an ice break. I definitely need it. See you later with Mexico versus Colombia. Bye.